Rolling on August 29th, thank you, 2017, where it's a beautiful day in Los Angeles. The sunshine is shining very warmly, and we feel sorry for the people in Texas. It got too much rain. And today we're going to hear from Faye in part 2 of our film speeches today, who's going to share with us 3 ways that a film really moves her. You may begin.
Okay. Hello everybody, I'm Faye.
Hi, Faye.
One of Mark Twain's words affected me how to measure most of dramas, true or not. That is, truth is stranger than fiction, but it is because fiction is obliged to stick to possibilities. Truth is not.
Yes.
Today I want to share with you a movie that really moved me, Matched by the Sea. It made me empathy, it made me heartbroken, and it made me be inner peace. If you want to listen a successful man's story is no business with this film, because Matched by the Sea is telling about a failed middle-aged man, Lee, a loser's story. Doing the work of sewer, lost his families, always be complained by his customers, and even with some socially awkward. But it is the truth that pulled me out of the movie and think about my own life. The first way that the movie moved me, it made me empathy. The thing that the movie made me empathy is that Lee's 3 children were burned to death because Lee forgot to put the fire screen. There's nothing more painful than to lose families because of our own mistake. Just like the police in film side, Lee, you made a horrible mistake, but it is. 3 years ago, I have had trouble with my parents about my love, and my daddy nearly fell in death faint. I'm so scared, and I can't imagine if I lost my daddy, what should I do? So I show empathy with Lee. The second way that the film moved me is it made me heartbroken. When Lee's ex-wife cried to persuade Lee to cheer up, Lee sighed, "I can't beat it." Yes, sometimes we can't beat life. Pain not always make a person. Most of the time, pain destroys a people. Last year, my uncle hardly wished to live when he suffered a bladder cancer. And I remembered I encouraged him to cheer up. He said the same sentence with Lee. "You don't know, I can't beat it." He's right. Most of our families couldn't understand how painful he was, although we love him. Now he gone to the heaven, and I always pray for him. The third way that the film moved me is it made me be inner peace. The thing that the movie moved me inner peace is that when Lee go fishing with his nephew Patrick, on the deck, Lee finally smiles. You have got to find something of seeing it without seeing it. Jazz master Duke Ellington said. It reminded me of that when I met some troubles again and again, just like this April. I'm closed in my love. I'm being understood by others, and so on. Again and again, I found it's useless to be angry or despaired. And after spending through the period of life, I could see nothing but just feel be inner peace. Yeah, I have shown the 3 ways that the film moved me. It made me empathy, it made me heartbroken, and it made me be inner peace. There's no doubt that the film really moved me. And in my view, I think Lee didn't know he has won. His courage has been proved. Sometimes we needed to beat life. Sometimes we needed to redeem ourselves. There's nothing to be saved. There's nothing to beat. Just alive. Life, no matter happens, just live like Lee. It is said by Roman Roland. There's only one kind of heroism in the world, which is to love it after reading the essence of life. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next person, please. 458. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ashley.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi, Faye. I thought you did an excellent job. I really liked the way you used your voice. I liked the way that you used particular pauses for emphasis. It helped to get your point across. I really appreciated your stories. I felt like they came from your heart. I felt like they were all very connected to the movie, and I felt like you did a really good job on connecting it to the movie with your own life.
Thank you, Ashley. Improvement, please.
Hi, I'm Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
I think the only thing would be that sometimes when you were telling your stories, you were like looking down or like to the side instead of like looking at the audience.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I loved your improvement and your sense of confidence that you walked with and spoke with, and your the way you hold yourself. It was very impressive. Let me make some, and your honesty about being star-crossed in love and everything. That was very touching and very useful to hear. So I like those things. Let me give you some suggestions for being even more effective, Faye. I loved you started with Mark Twain, and you started with a quote that is pretty deep, really. And Mark Twain, don't be, oh, Mark Twain, he's a popular American writer, but he really has some really very smart things to say. Truth is stranger than fiction. You just got to slow down on the quote. See, truth is stranger than fiction. But it is because fiction is obliged to stick to possibilities, or you don't buy it. People don't buy fiction that doesn't stick to possibilities, right? Truth isn't. So a really interesting quandary, right? What you needed after that was a nice little transition. It said, this quote by Mark Twain reminded me of the speech, a movie that I saw recently, Manchester by the Sea. And that's the speech I want to talk to you about today that really moved me. In fact, it moved me in 3 ways. It made me, and here's what you left out every time. When you watch yourself tonight on YouTube, you will see that you left out the word feel. You always went right to, when you said empathy, this film made me feel, instead of saying this made me feel empathy, this made me empathy.
Oh, feel empathy.
And feel, you need to feel heartbroken and feel inner peace. Feel inner peace.
Okay.
You left it out every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're after the feeling in this speech. See, that was what we're after. And you had it, but you left the word out. And so it was interesting. Now, you chose not to put your quote in your significance statement and end on it, so you started with a quote by Twain and ended with a completely different quote, which is okay, but it would have been okay also to have tied back to Mark Twain, see?
Oh, okay.
See what I'm saying? And mentioned something about truth stranger than fiction in Manchester by the Sea. It was, even though it was fiction, it was very much a true story that moved me very deeply. See? Like that. Okay? On your significant statement, I must tell you it wasn't a significant statement as I explained it. And so if you watch, I took points off for that, because if you watch the PC speech I gave today, remember, significant to the audience. What you did, Faye, was give a plot summary. You didn't sell it to them. You told us what the movie was about. And you didn't say, this is a film I know you'll really enjoy, because it deals with themes that you guys all have to face someday. You're going to get old, or you're going to meet somebody like this. See? You didn't involve them and sell it to them. And that's what a significant statement does. It's significant to the audience. Not, I told you, do not summarize the film. Okay. On the main body. So you said the first way the film moved me was it made me empathy. And you left out the word feel. And you talked about a little too long on the plot summary and a little short on your own story. I would have just said, the father screwed up, forgot the fire screen, and the children died. And this reminded me, and that would give you more time to say, I caused my father real anguish by the men I was dating and what I was involved with, and he fainted almost dead from my screwed up love life. And I thought to myself, I don't want to lose my father. And then you needed to say, and that's why the movie made me feel empathy. Okay. But besides empathy, that made me feel heartbroken. See? Bring the narrative out. Make it work that way. And you had a pretty short summary. You told us about your uncle with bladder cancer, and this was a story that was designed to tell us that you felt heartbroken. What you did was you described how heartbroken he was. You didn't tell us much about how sad you were that he was discouraged. See the difference?
Yeah. How
sad you were. And I was really sad that he had given up on life and said, I can't beat this. And I felt really heartbroken. See? At the end of the story. It reminds you, you're supposed to be felt sensing, remembering how you felt when your uncle told you, I give up. Oh shit, I was just heartbroken. See, I feel bad. Okay? And then your third way, this is where you got really vague on us. You said you feel and you left out feel. You said, this film made me inner peace. Yeah. Left out the word feel again. And then you told us about the fishing, and then you mentioned Duke Ellington, which is out of left field. And then you again talked about being unlucky in love, and then all of a sudden magically you said, but now I have inner peace. And you didn't tell us how you went from being star-crossed and screwed up in love to having inner peace. It was just you woke up one morning and inner peace was there or something. It didn't make sense. And most importantly, you didn't say, and that's why the movie made me feel inner peace. Yeah. But more importantly, your story, as Mark Twain said, didn't stick to possibilities. It didn't seem possible that you felt inner peace from what you told us. Okay. Okay.
Is it relevant with the story, the quote?
With what you told, your own story. Okay, your summary was great. Your conclusion, there's no doubt in this room the film moved me. That was good. And you ended on a quote, and you used the Chicago style. Excellent, excellent, very good. Thank you. And you said your canais were to your kanais were wrong. You said, I want to share a good film. I want everyone to love it. And I want everyone to understand life. Wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong-o. Your kanais are constant, never-ending improvement for Faye.
Oh, yeah.
I want to speak
I misunderstood.
loudly.
Okay.
I want to walk better. And most importantly, I want to have better eye contact. Things that Faye can improve on.
Okay.
Things you'll work on. Otherwise, excellent job, excellent improvement. Thank you.
For your suggestion. Thank you.
Okay, next. Next. The battery's wearing down on me. I need to call on somebody. Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah. Let's hear it for the volunteer. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah. Excellente. Very good. Okay, Lee. Good old Lee. Okay, Lee, let's give him another round for his confidence. Yeah, right there in the center of the green rectangle there, Lee. Good, yeah, good. You're good. That's good. Yeah, that's good. Okay, Lee, stand before you, a little wider and with your feet. Yeah. Communicating respect, finding friendly eyes to the front and center. Say your name, feel a love, start your speech. Undo your hands. Oh, let them wave freely. Yeah.
I am Lee.
Hi, Lee.
Man is the Lord of all creation. I mean, humans are the most powerful species on the earth. Today I want to share a Japanese animation that really moved me, and it's called Attack on Titan. And it makes me frustrated, it makes me motivated, and it makes me optimistic. Carlos Santos, animation reviewer, he describes this animation as a masterpiece of destruction and death. I pretty much agree with him, but I want to say it's more than that. The first way this film moves me is it makes me frustrated. It makes me frustrated. And the incident that makes me frustrated is when
Excuse me.
it makes me frustrated is when Aaron, the main protagonist, runs away from the Titan while watching his mother being eaten alive by the Titan. And it is frustrating because it reminds me when I first heard my mother's got cancer. In the film, he is a young boy, and only thing he can do is just running away from the situation. And same for me. I was a student. I cannot do anything for her cancer, but just getting depressed and frustrated. And that was my senior year at UCLA, and I was playing video games 24/7 because I really want to escape from the reality, and my grades had dropped a lot. The second way this film moves me is it makes me motivated. In the film, Aaron and his friend they decide to join the military to fight against the Titan, the monster. And it reminds me of when I first volunteered at UCLA Hospital. In film, Aaron fails to rescue his mother, but he eventually becomes a strong hero who can protect others. And just like Aaron, I want to be a pharmacist or doctor who can save many patients in the future. Although I cannot help anything about my mother right now. And third way, this film makes me feel optimistic. And it's not a particular scene, but the entire film that where people are killed and they fight, it's just optimistic for me. And one more, and also I want to point out the ending song of the title of the ending song of this animation is called "Beautiful Cruel World," and the word something beautiful and something cruel is kind of contradictory to each other, but I think this film shows how they can coexist very well. For my example, I'm watching my mother fighting with her cancer. It's kind of it's very cruel to me, but at the same time, I feel very beautiful because she and her family, and doctors and nurses and pharmacists, they are all making great effort to overcome the cancer. It's just beautiful, and I feel optimistic because I can devote myself in the future in this medical field. In summary, this movie made me frustrated, motivated, and finally optimistic. And there's no doubt this movie is amazing. At the beginning, I told you humans are very powerful, the most powerful species on the earth, because I think that's because they are so able to deal with such disasters like cancers or the monsters. Thank you for this.
Thank you,
436.
Lee. 436. Next person, please. What did you like?
Okay. Hi, I'm Faye.
Hi, Faye.
Okay, thank you for seeing this speech. And I noticed.
Under your hands, please.
Your hand is still lifted during your speech. Yeah, maybe you can put it natural.
Under your hands. Just let them be by your side. Let's shake out the tension. Yeah. Improvement, please.
Actually.
Name.
Oh, hi, I'm Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
I like your stories about your mom fighting for the cancer, and I think maybe she is very brave and to overcome difficulties. But for your speech, I think you do not move around the stage. Maybe you can move 5 steps left and 3 steps up to the right, and I think maybe you can to be more confident and just shake your hands and to take easy.
Put your hands by your side, please. Okay. Thank you very much, Michelle. Lee, yes. Well, I like the film that you chose, and I like the fact that you shared a very personal story with us about your mother, and I wish her well, and I hope she beats the cancer. It's no fun. My wife had cancer, and I'll tell you, it's no fun to go through. Lee, first thing is you need to work on the clearness of your diction and your pronunciation, and you need to work on what I call your lazy lips. And so I would work on this exercise that I give people that have this problem, and that is put your teeth together and do your whole speech with overusing your lips. So it would sound like this. And watch my lips as I'm doing this. Man is the Lord of all creation. See what I'm doing with my lips? I'm overusing them. Man is the Lord of all creation. Definitely. Humans are the most powerful because you're not using your lips to make your words crisp. Okay? So try that exercise with do you have a car or a television? You just practice what you hear. Turn down the sound and practice the lazy lip exercise, okay? So you started with a quote about man. You did a tie back nicely. That was very good. You had a good thesis. You told us the name of the movie, The Attack on Titan. You said it made you feel frustrated, motivated, and optimistic. What you didn't say, and I said this to the last person, feel frustrated, feel motivated, and feel optimistic. Get that word into your vocabulary, because that's what this speech was supposed to be all about. see, of you making an emotional connection with your audience by sharing your feelings, Lee. Let me see you walk and talk, because I'm not sure you can. Tell us about your morning. Take 3 steps to the right, 5 steps to the left, and that's what I was afraid of. Okay, and walk and talk. So start now and come back to center for the last part. So walk and talk, and you don't do scissor steps. You lead with the foot you're going with. You're going to lead with your right foot. Keep your hands relaxed, not together. Okay, so tell us about your morning. Walk and talk.
I was preparing for the speech.
That was one step. Did you listen? Listen to my instructions? 3 steps, Lee.
I was preparing.
2, 3. That's 3 steps. Stay there and talk to them. Good. Talk to her.
I was
Good.
preparing for the speech.
Okay, now talk to us more about your morning, and I need 5 steps this way. 1, 2. You're not talking. 3. Walk and
I can do
talk.
at the same time. I
2,
I was eating something.
3, 4, 5. Come to the power stance. When you stop, come to the power stance over there. Talk for a little bit to this area of the room. Under your hands. Okay, talk to them. Talk to this side. What'd you have for breakfast?
I was eating breakfast.
Look at her in the eye.
I was eating my breakfast.
Are you looking at her in the eye?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I was eating my breakfast.
Okay, and 3 steps back to center. 1, 2, 3. And the third way the film moved me was this. That's what I wanted you to do. The first way was frustrated. You told us about your mom and you couldn't do anything about it. You needed to return to the word frustrated at the end. I'm just going to say this 3 times. Second way, you said you were motivated. You were motivated to become a doctor or a pharmacist because of your mother. You needed to return to the word motivated at the end of your story, so we know what emotion you're re-feeling. You understand? Undo your hands. And thirdly, optimistic. You need to return to optimistic after you told the story of how hard the doctors are working. I prefer, it was understandable that you used the same example for all 3, but it's better if you use some just different examples. Summary was good. Conclusion and tieback was good. You said don't get nervous, use more gestures, and don't make any mistakes. How'd it go?
Failed.
I failed? No, not exactly. But if you listen to the tape tonight 3 times and take the suggestions to heart and practice more, you have improved a great deal, and you can continue to improve with practice and hard work. Thank you. Okay, I guess our work is done for today, ladies and gentlemen. If you've done your film speech, begin putting together your PC. Yeah. Oh, if you have your intro, you can bring them up today and hand them in.